Happy Monday. Welcome to the sneak preview. I'm Connor Ezagari.
I'm Caleb Boucher.
And today we're discussing our first MCU film of the year, Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What a wacky film with major implications for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, and is proving to be kind of divisive. So I'm excited to talk about this today. Spoiler alert, we both really liked it. But we
all the way.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot to talk about here. This film took some fucking risks.
Like all of them.
Yeah. But before we get into it,
we had this franchise for like how long? Like, yes, I'm okay with risk taking this extremely long running.
Yeah.
And based off what Feige said very recently, 10 more years of film getting planned right now. So still ongoing long running franchise. I'm okay with risk taking.
Yeah. This is the 28th film in the MCU. And, we're also like 7 shows deep. So it's time to start getting, start fucking things up a little bit. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. The only thing I have is I really kind of wish I knew where we're heading right now. So real hazy on what the ultimate end goal of this storyline is.
Well,
I know it's multiverse stuff, but
I feel like we're going to be getting that. I feel like Ant-Man 3 is going to be the one that establishes exactly where we're going here. Because, they've said Kang is going to be the next big bad. We saw him teased in Loki. That's our next time we see Kang. So I think that's where we're going to get a little bit more of the overall story.
Which is funny that like it's going to be Ant-Man because like let's just be honest, like I've enjoyed both movies, but it's always felt like that's the lesser franchise for them. Like they're just like, yeah, Ant-Man. Woo.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, because it's all connected, there's not really a lesser franchise anymore. It's all this one franchise, which is pretty cool. Except for Moon Knight, that's kind of the stepchild right now. They weren't really willing to integrate Moon Knight, so it's just kind of there.
Yeah, which I had mixed things on. Like on one end, I was like, oh, okay, this is refreshing after like over a decade of everything being connected. Like, okay, something not directly connected. It's obviously in the MCU. It's just not going direct. Talk about any of the big stuff. Cool. Okay. Then but on the other side, I was like, I kind of wanted some of those connections, especially after like the tease. I was like, yeah, maybe you should have benefited from a connection or two. I'm just saying.
I think it'd be neat if in Thor: Love and Thunder, to establish that Gore the God Butcher is serious, he fucks up the Egyptian pantheon and like rips Khonshu in half. But that probably won't happen.
Khonshu comes to help. Oscar Isaac's been really good at secrets, and he's actually going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder helping out.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's funny that Oscar Isaac's been kind of typecast as the like Marvel character with ties to ancient Egypt after X-Men Apocalypse and now Moon Knight. Sure that wasn't an accident. But before we get into Doctor Strange, let's see what happened last week in film. Last week in film. We got 5 trailers to talk about today. First up, the full trailer for David Cronenberg's new body horror movie, Crimes of the Future, starring Viggo Mortensen, Léa Seydoux, and Kristen Stewart. It's theaters on June 10th. And yeah, this is some classic Cronenberg. This feels weird as fuck. I read that he wrote this like 20 years ago and has been waiting for the right time. Here we are.
What does that even mean for Cronenberg? Waiting for the right time.
I couldn't tell you.
What does this goddamn man know? No, this like I was already intrigued enough by the fact that this is Cronenberg's like first written directed feature like in a while, in a hot minute.
Yeah.
And also that it looks like with it he's going back to the body horror stuff that he's very well known for, obviously. And then that teaser really got me intrigued, but it was a teaser, so it's not like they showed a whole lot. Wow, this trailer. When I saw it, I was looking for it. I remember I'd already read that, like, hey, the trailer's coming out tomorrow. Like, blah, blah, like, I was reading that everywhere. And I was like, oh, we're finally getting the full trailer. And I watched it and I was like, wow. I am fucking, like, beyond pumped now to see this in theater, to see Cronenberg back on the big screen where he belongs.
Yeah.
Potentially for the, last time, depending on if he has no movie in him or not, But yeah, this looks wild. I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, me too. I love Cronenberg. I think he's a weirdo, but in the best way. And I love the relationship he's forged with Viggo Mortensen now after Eastern Promises and A History of Violence, and bringing Viggo into the body horror is just gravy. So I think this is going to be weird as shit, but definitely something I'm excited to talk about.
Yeah. I like how I know you haven't seen it yet. I don't know how interested you're on the new Star Trek series on Paramount Plus, but Cronenberg pops up in Discovery as a recurring character. I remember the first time I was watching, I was like, is that Cronenberg? I looked at him, I was like, holy shit, that's Cronenberg.
That's hilarious. I love that. Next up, the new trailer for DC League of Super Pets, an animated DC adventure starring Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, hits theaters on July 29th. Yeah, okay, I'll go. It's like, do I need it? Do I need a movie about Superman's dog? Not really, but I'll go.
Looks good. I like that DC. I was getting scared at first when the new management came in, they made that merge with Discovery. And the fucking dumbass in charge was like, I need a Kevin Feige type. We were going to look at DC, and I was like, God damn it, leave them alone. They're on a good streak right now. And it looks like he may have just been talking out his ass so far, because I haven't heard a peep since.
They often do. Producers, they're just windbags who don't really have
guy's a fucking idiot as far as I'm concerned. Like DC, and I'm saying that because look, DC's doing fine. Like I like that they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. Like it's not really all connected. It's just like different type of films. They're having a little bit of fun, having this individuality happening. And obviously not my right up my alley with doing this whole League of Super Pets, but hey, they want to do an animated DC film for the the families. Fuck it, do it. Because after that, we got Black Adam coming out. It was supposed to be Aquaman 2, but now it's Shazam. So it's not like we don't have some badass DC looking stuff coming up down the line. But they want to do this thing for the families, have a little bit fun, cool. Unless we're making it like a primary for sneak preview, I'm not going to rush out to theaters to see it. I can rent it.
It's what we've got coming out that week. But honestly, if we want to go see it, great. But we could just do like a top 10, DC movies or something like that. It's sky's the limit. Yeah. I'm excited to see Keanu Reeves as kind of a little weird Batman who's like very into licensing his image. I think that's funny.
Oh yeah.
And Johnson and Hart have fantastic chemistry, as we've seen many times. So I think this will be, at the very least, entertaining.
Yeah. I think it'll be entertaining. Like I said, I appreciate DC's approach. I like that because of it, we're getting a film like this. So hey, fuck it.
I will say this: shitty title. I think DC League of Super Pets. That's wordy. I would have just called it like Crypto.
I think they need to just drop the whole DCs in their titles. Like, okay, we get it. Just do what Marvel does. Like, put it on the poster, and then obviously have it pop up on screen. But you don't need to put it in as an official part of your title. You're good.
It's like if Doctor Strange 2 was called Marvel's Other Sorcerer Movie. It's like, no, you don't need to get that specific. We know.
Yeah, and also like once you see the trailer and you see Superman and Batman and you don't know it's DC, like, come on. Are you really a comic book fan? Taking your young children to, aspiring comic book fans to the theater. At that point, no, you're kind of an idiot.
You remember early 2000s, there was a a cartoon show, Crypto the Super Dog. Remember that?
Yeah.
You ever watch that?
A couple episodes.
I remember I watched a few of them, and there was one where like Superman goes to the kid and is like, hey, you found my dog. And the kid's like, yeah, I love him. And Superman's like, whoa, will you take care of him for me? And I remember thinking, that dog has your powers. Like, this is incredibly irresponsible of you, Superman. Like, that dog's going to murder that child by accident any day now. But you do you, Soups.
Yeah. Crypto's been popping up, I think, in Titans. They've had like a version of Crypto in that with Superboy.
They did an episode of Crypto on Smallville. I remember there was just a dog that had been like affected by kryptonite and turned into a super dog. And it was a weird one. They tried to do everything on Smallville. Everything got a little bit, except Batman. They never touched Batman, but everything else got a little bit of like, they did a Deathstroke episode where he was just like some general who happened to be named Slade.
Okay.
They didn't try very hard.
My favorite version of Deathstroke was season 2 of Arrow.
Dude, Manu Bennett
Manu Bennett,
killed it.
Yeah, that dude was fucking great as Deathstroke. Holy shit!
Remember those days when that was like the best DC was offering was the CW stuff? Remember that brief like year and a half?
Yeah, I think they got two CW'd. Even as someone who's been keeping up, they got two CW'd. I still stand that like they finally got some win with actually they got win back to me with Superman and Lois and Stargirl, but both of those are very clearly don't have CW breathing down their neck. You know what I mean? Like
Stargirl and HBO Max show though.
So that was when DC's Universe shit existed, that app. And it was supposed to be for that, but then there was like it was getting merged, so then they hoarded out to CW so it could get aired. So that's why I say that one and Superman and Lois to me have actually benefited the most in getting second win for that whole thing because Stargirl's clearly made by people that have nothing to fucking do with the CW, so it's actually like to me it's been pretty solid. I've enjoyed both seasons. It's a lot of fun. And Superman and Lois, like, yeah, it's part of the Arrowverse, but like I don't know if like the people in charge could give two shits less about CW and Arrowverse because it does not feel any there's no goddamn hallway talks. It's not melodrama. And I remember thinking like when I read it, I'm like, it's gonna be about Superman and his family. And so far there has not been like heavy melodrama. They're like, it'll be like a realistic moment. Then be like, hey, okay, let's get some superhero action. Like, come on, we gotta go. We don't want to wallow in this shit for too long. I'm like, it's amazing what happens when you don't let CW tell you how to make a fucking show.
Isn't it amazing how Supernatural completely avoided most of that shit?
Yeah. That's what I say. Like, Superman and Lois feels like if you ever was doing shit like Supernatural and the first couple seasons of Arrow, it feels like that. But I think it might be a little too late with that show because CW is apparently just going cancel happy with everything.
Everyone seems to be doing that right now. Next up, A24's Bodies, 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 a horror satire that sends up millennials at a sleepover. Comes out August 5th. And this looks outrageous and timely. And I hope that they nail it. Like if this doesn't work 100%, it's going to be obnoxious as fuck. I really hope they get this right. It looks like they're going to.
Yeah, no, look, I've been saying, I've said it before already quite a bit. A24 is real. I really like whatever approach they are doing this year to vary what they usually do in the genre space. I'm not talking about all the outside genre stuff they do, but in the genre space, it's fucking working. Like between X, Everywhere, Everything Everywhere All at Once, like those nailed are some of my favorite films I've seen this year. Men looks great. Like I cannot wait for that. Like this looks really good now. Like I don't know who in charge of what happened, what wake up call they had, but I'm happy because this looks really funny to me. I'm like you, if it looks like they're going Alex, if they don't, it's gonna be obnoxious, but if they do it right, it's gonna be a really nice critique, I'm sure, on millennials and Gen Z, whatever the generations are they're taking their stabs at. It looks like a lot of fun. I've heard it's like slasher meets like a twisted version of Clue. Like they have at least because at first like I was getting worried when they were like, oh, don't expect it to be fun. I was like, oh, they're doing it. But I'm like, wait, this is the first time they've actually kind of given a warning instead of like, it's a horror film, but they've been very upfront this time about being like, hey, yes, it's horror, but it's very much like a whodunit style mystery. So think like a fucked up version of Clue, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I can work with that. Mm-hmm. I think, I think Pete Davidson's really funny. And it looks like he's going to be really funny in this when he's like, I look like I fuck. And that's the vibe that I want to put out there. This is going to be silly.
I feel like that was ad-libbed by him because this man has fucked Kate Beckinsale and now he's fucking Kim Kardashian. He may have fucked Courtney. Who knows?
This seems to be just fucking his way through Hollywood. And I love that he's become like the bane of Kanye West's existence.
I love how like there are legit people that hate this guy just because he's been linked to these beautiful women. I'm like, you're just jealous because you've masturbated, fantasized about these women all your life. You stand no chance because they don't know you. He got famous enough and talented enough to actually bang them. Yeah, that's what happened here.
This dude's a hero to me. Like he's living out all of our fantasies. And he's funny as shit. I don't care. I'm I'm happy with the guy. I want to see what he does next.
He makes me laugh. He's one of the better members of when he was on SNL. He was one of the better members anyway.
I really liked the King of Staten Island. Thought that was really funny and really endearing. Yeah, I think his stand-up's funny. I like the guy.
Yeah, I like this brief version, the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the guy who ratted him out gets shot to death on the beach. That was cute. You put me in there's a fucking werewolf here. Next up, Don't Worry, Darling, a psychological thriller from Olivia Wilde starring Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. Comes out September 23rd. Was not what I expected when I went into this trailer. But I didn't know this was going to be like some kind of psychological sci-fi thing. So I don't really know what this is, and I'm very intrigued.
I'm very intrigued with this. And like, I know I've said a couple times, I'm not the biggest fan of, I wasn't the biggest fan of Booksmart. So, and I haven't really been that on to the Olivia Wilde's acting career prior to this. So I'm not exactly what one could call the hugest fan of this lady. But this looked very intriguing. I do like Florence Pugh a lot. I think she's a wonderful actress. Harry Styles, I guess, has decided to take acting more than a music career, but I like this brief bit in Eternals, and it looks like he's going to be really good here. And I like Chris Pine. It looks like Chris Pine's really going to be chewing up the scenery as like a bad guy.
Yeah, that's right. Chris Pine's in this as well. Forgot.
Yeah. So I'm very intrigued by this, and look, the baser side of me, the hints of seeing Florence Pugh going at it. Yeah, sure, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'll admit it. I can admit that. Fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care. We'll see it, and it'll be interesting. Next up, the teaser for Weird, the Al Yankovic story, starring Daniel Radcliffe as the king of song parodies, Weird Al Yankovic. Premieres on the Roku channel later this year. Does not yet have an official release date, but is likely going to come out in 2022. This looks outrageous. I love that Weird Al is getting a movie. I love that Daniel Radcliffe's playing him. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm actually in on this biography. Like the cast, like it's Weird Al Yankovic. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny. And Weird Al is he's writing it too. I think he's co-writing it. So I hope he has a cameo. He probably will. He'll be like working the accordion store or something.
Oh my god. I'll be like a really harsh critic of him or something.
That'd be funny. You're never gonna make it, Al. Just he's like the executive who's like, no, this is stupid.
You can't do a song called White and Nerdy. That's dumb.
This is I've always been a fan of Weird Al. I think he's ridiculous, but also like really cool and funny. And yeah, I like somebody who doesn't take themselves that seriously. And he's like the king of not taking himself seriously.
He's built a career off just mocking, doing parody songs. Like that's his career, is parody songs.
Yeah, and they're catchy as shit. I like them. I saw him in concert a few years ago. He puts on a good show. Yeah, my cousin got tickets for his birthday, and no one else would go with him. So I volunteered, and I had more fun than he did.
Did he not know who Weird Al Yankovic was? Was he not prepared before he went in?
He liked it. Like he liked Weird Al, but he was like, yeah, he knew him. Like he had fun, but like I was like, this is awesome, and just like I got really into it. Good stuff.
Okay,
it'll be fun. And then I forgot a sixth bonus trailer only released with Doctor Strange, Avatar: The Way of Water. Yeah, what 13 years in the making, I think, at this point.
Yep.
Here we are, and you know what? It looks amazing, but so does everything else. Right? It doesn't look like it stands out in terms of CGI. It just looks really good.
Yeah,
it's worth waiting 13 years for.
So look, like first off, there was a shit ton of trailers that played when I went to go see Doctor Strange. To the point that I remember it was kind of like when I went to go see No Way Home with the audience. Like after the fifth trailer was like, play the fucking movie. Like a trailer play, you hear the audience go, "Oh my god!" Like see, like stop playing trailers. We know what you're here. So either way, point is, I had drank a lot for the movie. So I got to the point where like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go rush to the bathroom real quick before this movie starts, at least one last time. So I'm not getting up during the movie. I went during the fucking Thor trailer, so I was like, I'll just go now because I've seen this trailer online. I'll be fine. I come back, and it's silence. And I'm like, oh shit, the movie's about to start. So I'm like running to get in there so I can see everything. And then I'm looking and I'm like, oh, that isn't the Marvel logo. And all of a sudden, Pandora shows up. I'm like, oh, I came back in time for this stupid fucking god damn it. And yeah, I watched it. I felt empty. It was like, yeah, this visually, like I've said about Cameron before, like visually looks stunning. Yeah. I was like, there's nothing story wise in that trailer that made me go, I need to see this. I just remember going, you're going to have a shit story mixed with amazing visuals. Fuck you, James Cameron.
Well, the first one was Pocahontas. Maybe this one will be like Bambi or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess Jake Sully has a family now. I don't know. I don't know if this is racist, but I can't tell the blue people from the other blue people. I don't know who is who.
How dare you?
I doubt I'm alone in that.
You ist.
Yeah, I'm racist when it comes to tall blue aliens. Sue me. I mean, the water effects look great. Did they look like, again, 13 years? Like,
wow. Water effects look great when I play Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I'm sure this will play great in China. That's exactly what happened with the first one. Domestically, I don't know.
That's if Disney even releases this shit. Disney, I will give this much. They don't back down when it comes to the whole, like, you can't have this in the movie. They're like, then we're not fucking showing it. Fuck you.
I appreciate that. But also, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any
I don't think
in the Avatar.
It's James Cameron. I get the idea that he is probably. I'm going to go on a limb.
Oh boy,
say that James Cameron probably doesn't. He might be a little homophobic. I'm going on a limb.
Where does this limb come from?
I'm just assuming things.
Just assume.
There's no. I'm just saying I don't see him putting any of that stuff in his movies. Look, why can't I get the James Cameron I want back? Why can't I get Aliens, the Terminator 1 and 2, True Lies, The Abyss? Like
the James Cameron that we knew and loved died in the Titanic.
It sank with the Titanic. Is it sad that, like, if the Titanic's on, I check to see if it's the ending of the movie when the ship crashes, and if it's not, I change it?
I don't know. Cameron, the amount of work he's put into this and the future he's got planned for Avatar, this better work out for him. Otherwise, maybe we'll get our wish and this will just go away.
I hope. I need him to have like a flop so he can have a humbling moment, be like, maybe I should go back to my roots. Yes, Cameron, go back to what made you famous, please.
Well, I mean, he started with Piranha 2, The Spawning, so maybe this is him going back to his roots.
Never
Monsters
forget
underwater. That's what he started with.
Never forget that you made a lesser Piranha film, James Cameron. Have you seen the original? The original was actually a lot of fun. I like the original Piranha.
I've seen the 2010 Piranha. I haven't seen the original Piranha.
I stand by the 2010 one. I thought it was a lot of fun.
The movie was fun and sexy.
I just like Aja, and I was like, oh shit, he's in Piranha. So
Christopher Lloyd was there for some reason, so I was just like, I like him.
And Barry O'Connor was clearly playing fucking Goals Gone Wild, dude.
A dick,
was fucking hilarious.
a recently bitten off dick floating through the ocean. That was fun. And just watching porn stars get ripped apart. I mean, who doesn't love that?
The fact that they cast porn stars, I mean, I was like, nice. You know what kind of movie you got?
Anyway, Avatar 2 comes out December something. I don't know. I'm going to see Shazam first.
I think it's on my birthday or around my birthday, which really pisses me off.
Happy birthday.
Go fuck yourself.
The gift that keeps on taking.
One year I get fucking Spider-Man No Way Home and I'm happy. And then this year it's fucking Avatar 2.
Yeah, this past year I got Scream, which was awesome. I wonder what I'll get in 2023.
Scream. I was gonna say Scream 6, but that comes out in March.
Yeah, I got my 5 Cream. Not getting my 6 Cream next year until March.
Cream 6. 6 Cream 6.
6 Cream 6. All right, next up. That's all trailers. Let's talk directing. Louis Leterrier. I hope I got that right. director of The Incredible Hulk, Now You See Me, and Clash of the Titans, has replaced Justin Lin as director of Fast X, which has begun filming. This guy apparently has a rep for handling difficult people, such as Edward Norton, Jesse Eisenberg, and Sam Worthington. So, can he handle Vin Diesel? Only time will tell.
I like how they just looked at his filmography and went, he knows how to handle difficult people. Hey, you want to try to handle Vin Diesel? I wonder what kind of
Go ahead.
I wonder what kind of meeting that was. Like, all right, man. Look, Vin Diesel successfully had our director who did 5 of these movies leave. All right, we know you've directed difficult people before. We know we're asking a lot. But will you finish this movie and do whatever you can to just handle the one known as Diesel? And he's just probably everything. He goes, I got this.
Reminded me of that South Park episode where they were doing Little League and Randy kept picking fights with Little League dads, but like Vin Diesel is the bat dad, like the one that no one can defeat. And they get Randy and he's like, I don't know if I can do it. that's this. It's Leterrier's got his work his work cut out for him, and now he's like, Vin Diesel, the ultimate difficult actor. Can I do this?
What if like he has like a playbook? Like he just goes, I have this, and he is like prepared. He's like, all right, if he comes in late, starts harassing everyone, okay, we'll go with this move. Okay, this will be a good play for today.
He's got a book of strategies, and like there's one, like there's like a level 5 he's only used once, and it's like locked in a case, and he's like, it's like in case of Norton level emergency. And he pulls it out. He's like, all right, Vin, I didn't hear no bell. Let's do this. I can't imagine having to be the guy to handle difficult actors. I mean, Jesus Christ, grow the fuck up, actors. Like, just be professional. It's a job. Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I really agreed with a lot of people that are talking about like the whole method acting when that was becoming a thing. Everyone was like talking about how it comes off like it's pretentious. I'm like, yeah, it is, because at the end of the day, like these actors a lot of times they forget, and it has everything to do with like the fame and the studios bending over fucking backwards for them.
Yeah.
So it's not all it's a lot of stuff going into it, but they get this idea that they are the only important thing in the universe, the only thing that matters, and not the fact that they're holding up the hundreds of crew members that are waiting on them and want to go home to their families because they're showing up late. In this case, the almost $1 million a day Vin Diesel calls the fucking studio looking for a new director. Because I don't know if you read that, literally up to $1 million a day that they did not have a director. So the budget has now skyrocketed, God knows how much, because of that.
We are paying actors way too much fucking money. It's ridiculous. I recently found it was revealed. Do you know how much Will Smith made for Men in Black 3?
Somewhere in the middle. I know he's like one of the highest paid actors. Well, he was till the slap.
He was the single highest paid actor for this movie. It's the most single film salary an actor's ever gotten. $100 million.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. That's ridiculous.
Then they want to where the poor keep staying poor.
Yeah, it's insane. And if you're making $100 million, if you know that you're worth $100 million to a studio, you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's that, mentality that we got to fucking crush. I hate this. I hate that.
Yeah, a lot of them forget. And who knows? I would love for like to hear this new director. I'm not going to try to say his name, so I really don't know. I'm not feeling a night of. I don't want to have another like episode where I butcher names here. But I really hope he just like has a screaming match with Vin. I hope there's another screaming match with Vin Diesel, but he wins this time. Calls him like a candy ass and stuff. And he's like, "You need to be on fucking time." Like he's like worse. Like Vin Diesel tries to test him, and he's like, "All right, Ben."
Leterrier brings out all this pent up aggression from all the movies he's had to work with these people, and just starts screaming at him like, "Don't be a candy ass. Show up on time. For God's sake, shut the fuck up!" Like all at once. And Vin is just like,
he's like, off.
Okay.
He just gets in his face. I will skull fuck you if you show up late one more day, you son of a bitch.
Vin skulks away. Tyrese comes up and is just like, tear Thank you. Thank you so much.
As Vin's like skulking away, and you better remember your fucking lines and be in shape, you fat fuck. Just like
Jesus.
yelling at him, berating him. Just
Gonna cry, big boy? Gonna cry. Jesus.
oh what you want to go do a new Riddick? You gotta finish this fucking franchise. Like just starts going off.
He starts muttering to himself, "Wait, we need 10 of these fucking movies, goddamn cars. I don't want to fucking be here." Suddenly there's a whole new problem instead of
Right.
Fast X.
What if like he
Literally
does
said,
such
boy,
a
I think
damn
he created a monster.
he does such like a damn good job at this point. Just like he looks at the studio, he just barges in. I'm doing the 11th movie. I'm ending this. Like, wait, but Lewis, like, wait, no. You hired me to fix your fucking problem. I'm doing that 11th movie. I will destroy Vin Diesel. He just has like,
And you know what? We're doing a 12th just because I don't like the way you fucking looked at me. And you're paying for it. Jesus.
Vin Diesel like comes in afterwards, goes, I'm really sorry. Can we just end the franchise?
He's got Vin on a fucking dog chain. He's just, it's like, tell him you're sorry. Tell him you're sorry and you get a biscuit. God damn. It's just weird that like this guy has such a track record for working with like notoriously difficult actors. And so they went to him. It's funny as hell.
It is. It's almost like he knows something. Like he is their secret weapon. They like get Vin Diesel in line. What if like he makes him apologize to like The Rock? He's like, oh, you have beef? You have fucking beef? Come on, bud. Come on, boy. Because he has him on the leash. Come on.
He always was like every time he's directing, he has a black t-shirt that says, I wish a motherfucker would. he just waits. Good luck, Leterrier. I hope it works out for you.
In all serious, good luck. Because apparently Vin Diesel is quickly somehow went from like bright future when he first started out between like, you know, Pitch Black and fucking the Fast and Furious and Triple X and all this stuff to only this franchise because he is one of the most difficult motherfuckers to work with apparently. So good luck.
You're stepping into some pretty mediocre shoes here. I hope you can fill them. Good luck. Next up, I thought this was cool.
Justin Lin is so happy. I was about to say Justin Lin's probably so happy right now.
He gets
He's
to
like,
do
I'm just
anything else.
Yeah.
That was funny.
What if the new director goes after him next for like quitting? He just starts going after him. Just in his
Justin Lin gets swooped up by Marvel and ends up like the project he ends up getting is like a Groot spinoff. He's like, fuck. No. Oh boy.
Pops in out of nowhere to start berating him. He's that much of a monster now at this point, thanks to the Fast and Furious.
Diesel will not do a fourth Riddick without him. He's like, I want Justin to do the new Riddick. He does an Instagram video. He's like, he's my brother, and we're gonna do it together. And Justin's like, fuck you, from like 20 feet away.
What if like Vin Diesel keeps trying to do this stuff, but now Lewis is like on the warpath? So anytime he does this stuff, he just comes and goes, "Would you just fucking Instagram? Oh, you want him to direct the fourth fucking Riddick movie, huh? Huh?"
On the Fast X set, Vin starts Instagramming, and you just see a hand just pop, hit the phone out of his hand, and you just hear Louis go, "We're working," and the video cuts out.
You just hear him punching. Fucking Vin Diesel.
Oh, geez. Yeah, this is great. They got a fucking Wrangler on set.
They really did. That's what they did. They're like, can we get someone that can wrangle this guy? All right.
Good stuff. John Woo is remaking his own film. He's going to be doing a remake of The Killer for Peacock. Sweet. I mean, I don't really want a remake of The Killer, but if it's John Woo doing The Killer again, okay, sure.
It's really interesting how they're getting these guys to come in and remake their own work, because they're doing the same thing with Parasite on fucking HBO. I'm like, the movie exists. Why are you just getting the director to come in and do the same fucking thing?
Like, I wonder about that Parasite thing. Is that still going to be in Korea, or are they like relocating it to like California?
I think it's getting relocated to America.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The Killer's so good. I know I've been trying to get you to watch The Killer for a long time. It's a fucking awesome movie.
You make it sound like I don't want to watch it. Like that one, I don't mind watching. That's a movie up my alley, not, Oscar traumas, admittedly.
We all know that. No one's making you watch any Oscar dramas. Not anymore. Well, in a few weeks.
Yeah, you shut your mouth.
We'll get to that. You'll like...
So you shut your mouth on that comment.
You'll like this. Ana de Armas is going to star in a John Wick spinoff called Ballerina.
I was very excited to hear that. I hope it actually happens. Unlike what is it, the Expendables that never fucking happened.
What a terrible fucking title, first of all. No wonder it didn't happen. Any movie was going to get Me Too'd to hell. It's the Expendables.
I think it's interesting that they give these like female spinoffs, and then I hear nothing about them for years. I'm like, what's the holdup? Like, what's taking so long? I hope this one happens. I like Ana de Armas a lot. I love the John Wick franchise. I'm still kind of mad that I'm not getting 4 this year. So
I'm waiting on my Continental show. Yeah.
Oh, the one starring Mel Gibson, where they were like really surprised at the backlash that happened almost instantly. He got announced.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird how tone deaf Hollywood is sometimes. They're like, what? People don't like Mel Gibson? When did this happen?
But you guys like Hacksaw Ridge? Yeah, because we didn't see him. He just directed it. He wasn't in front of the camera.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
But you're asking an audience to watch the guy in front of the camera that went on a huge anti-Semitic rant, blah, blah, blah. Look, straight up, I'm probably going to watch this show. It's 3 episodes. I like this universe. I'll give it a shot. I didn't get as mad as other people did. I'll say it right now. But at the same time, I get the anger. I absolutely get the anger in the backlash.
Yeah, me too, Sugar Tits. I'm excited. Let's do this.
I always think of like Jim Norton with this now because of that stand up. And just blow me. Did you read the sign?
It's great stuff. Yeah, he's one of those weird people who this shit just kind of bounces off of. And you know what? I like his films. I don't like the guy, but I like his films. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, I did really enjoy after the slap where like interviewers were purposely like almost trying to get him in the corner, and he'd be like, ha, and then like doing this constantly like, shushing himself. And I'm like, oh my God, Mel. Oh my God.
Well, I love his reactions like, nice try. No, not this time.
You guys can't get me a third time.
Bad news comes in 3s. He's going to do it again. It's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be on camera or microphone. I'm just waiting.
It's going to happen like when Lethal Weapon 5 finally happens. Like he just has a freak out. And then we could just be like Danny Glover really does get to say he's too old for this shit in real life.
Next up, this bummed me out. Character actor Mike Haggerty has died at 67 years old. He was known for playing Mr. Trigger on Friends. I don't know. And appeared in such films as So I Married an Axe Murderer, Inspector Gadget, Speed 2, Cruise Control, Dick Tracy, and Brewster. I really liked Mike Haggerty. I didn't know his name, but he was one of those guys like I always noticed and I really liked. Inspector Gadget. I grew up with that movie. He plays Sykes, Dr. Claw's like weird minion guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah, undisclosed reasons. We lost him. It's a damn shame. I love character actors, and he always made me smile. Have you ever seen So I Married an Axe Murderer?
No, I've been wanting to. I've heard it's actually really good from a lot of people.
It's really good. It's really funny. There's a scene where Mike Myers is trying to place an ad for his parents' anniversary, and he overhears somebody talking about a murder that he thinks his fiance might have committed, and it's Michael Richards, like right before, like in the middle of Seinfeld, and Mike Haggerty just talking, and he pisses off Michael Richards, who like freaks out and like, it's like, look at the insensitive man, like makes a scene and leaves. And Mike Haggerty just turns to Mike Myers and goes, "He was my ride home." The great punchline. Rest in peace, man. I always liked Mike Haggerty.
Yep. R.I.P. I don't have as much. I wasn't familiar with him, but R.I.P.
I know. He's one of those guys. You've probably seen him in a dozen movies. You just, it's not coming to mind. He had 115 credits. He was in a ton of shit.
I've definitely probably seen him in something. I probably had many of that guy moments with him.
Oh, yeah. That takes us to the Shudder movie of the week. Tell us about The Twin.
It has Teresa Palmer in it. I guess her next big horror project after Warm Bodies and Lights Out. I'm sure there's some more stuff I'm getting, but those are the two that always come to mind when it comes to horror with her. It was okay. It had look, I'm starting to realize real quick. This actually has something to do with Shudder. This has the fact that I am just not into the paranormal stuff anymore because I'm tired of seeing the same fucking scares over and over and over and fucking over. God, it's the same fucking scares. And for the first hour, this is portrayed as what the fuck's going on in the house. Weird shit's happening. So I'm sitting on. I've seen this in a better film called Lights Out with you, Teresa Palmer, which I really liked you in. Yeah, so the first hour is just kind of like I've seen this before. I'm kind of tuned out. She has a weird accent. Like I can't tell if she was trying to do like her native like language or American. Like I don't know. It was weird. I was like, what's going on with your voice here? But with that said, once you get past that hour, the movie starts to do a lot of mind manipulation, starting to really fuck with you on what's real and what isn't, and completely just pulls the rug out from you at the end of it. And I remember thinking, if you had done this sooner, God, this would have been a great film. Because after that hour, I was invested. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there was like for example, like there was one scene where she brings this lady in that has believed her about all the weird shit going on, and she's like, look, see, and she takes her to her son's room, and she's like, hey, because she's determined they're trying to take her son, so that's why she's bringing later to help them out. She goes, hey, here's my son, Elliot. We see the son. The lady comes in and goes, is this some kind of joke? What's wrong with you? And leaves. And I remember thinking, going, wait, what the fuck? Like, he's right there. What are you talking about? And that's what I'm talking about. Like those little moments like that where it starts to like fuck with your mind. Like, okay, what's going on here? And then, like I said, it has like it kind of punches you a little bit in the end with how they pull the rug out. And I was like, oh shit, didn't see that one coming. But with that said, like, I would give this like by a 6 because you have to make it through that first hour of like, you've seen this before. This mixture of folk and paranormal that I've seen 1,000 times before. That isn't anything different.
Well, I think with that glowing recommendation, I think I'll pass.
Yeah. That said, not all hope is lost because there's still sadness coming out, and I cannot fucking wait for the sadness. I've heard so much fucked up shit about it, and I cannot wait to experience it. And then the found footage documentary is coming out this month on Shudder that I'm actually looking forward to.
Nice. I've noticed that in ghost movies too. It's really hard to be original anymore. Like there's not. I mean, it's been done. There's no. I don't really know if there's anywhere else to go, but I want people to keep trying because someone somewhere is going to figure out something that has not yet been done, and we're going to freak the fuck out when we see it. And I can't wait.
I'm not saying like it can't still be something new with this subgenre, but I think, and I honestly I didn't get tired of this subgenre of horror really until Conjuring took off. Because once Conjuring took off, it's all we got. And like I'll, I know we did it a long time ago, like top 10 best 2000s. A lot you could tell that was when I was a teenager. So a lot of that in your face score, a lot of that more extreme shit is what I'm into. It's probably why I love a lot of the 80s stuff and all the weird stuff that Josh has shown the years because it's very much in line with what I like. So I tend to really enjoy the shit out of it. Um, Whereas like the supernatural stuff, like unless like you got a really compelling story or like good characters like Poltergeist or the first Insidious film or something like that, like half time I'm sitting there going, oh my god, I've fucking seen this before. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, them's the breaks. But I'm glad that you're still, every time Shutter does a new one, you get your 2 cents. It's intriguing, and I'm gonna try to watch the Sadness. You've built it up. I want to see it.
that's because I've heard fucked up. I've heard it's fucking crazy. Like, I need to see this.
Well, I hope it's good. I know what was really good. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Here we are. Marvel, 28 films in. Still good. Still good. Still enjoying this ongoing tapestry. And this one was a hard PG-13. I was surprised at how much Disney allowed in this movie. There is a lot of brutal deaths, some really freaky moments. I'm sure a lot of kids got some nightmares from this one. But overall, exciting, risky, fun, enjoyable, and yeah, enough said. Where do you stand on this one?
I liked it a lot too. I thought, I apparently were in the minority in a friend group I am in with, or at least one person in that friend group I was talking to. She liked it a lot too. So apparently we're kind of in the minority on this. But that's what I've noticed. I've noticed like the horror fans have been loving this one. Because it just goes for it. I mean, it has Sam Raimi being Sam Raimi. He always just goes for it. Any movie he's directed, he just fucking goes for it, especially with the Evil Dead series and Drag Me to Hell that not enough people talk about. It's a great fucking movie. I know you're a big fan, so I know I'm preaching a choir here, but more people check that film out. It's fucking wonderful. And it's the same concept there. He goes for it. Like, yes, he still has to have his moments where you can tell, like, hey, we need to have an MCU moment. Okay, cool. He's working on a larger framework. But when he can get away with it, he goes for it, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I'm with you. I was already kind of hearing like how horror heavy and hard they were going to push PG-13. I remember thinking that first when I got strict when I first watched, I was like, they're not really doing anything that's like pushing the boundaries of PG-13. But then we got into like the more horror heavy stuff and like one specific scene we'll get to here in a minute. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, Marvel. So yeah, I really, really fucking liked it.
I did find it interesting that apparently this film changed drastically in post-production. I remember seeing an interview where Cumberbatch said the only thing that didn't change was the title. So I wonder, like, what was the original vision of this thing? Because I remember when this was starting out, somebody said that this film had like the same, like more characters in it than Avengers Endgame. And I watched it and I'm like, oh, that was a fucking lie. I mean, I liked it, but I'm like, no. So yeah, not even close. But I wonder, like, was that Raimi's call or was that Feige's call? And it's like, whose vision did we get?
I think we got mostly right. From what I read is that Raimi, for those you don't know, like, Scott Derrickson was the original choice of director because he directed the first film.
Yeah.
So him and Robert Cargill. So Robert Cargill were on board to come back for this one. And then due to creative differences, Derrickson left. I think they still use Robert Cargill's script, I believe, at the time. But I mean, essentially they both bounced, right? And now, he went from that to doing the upcoming Black Phone movie, which looks really good. Don't know what those creative differences were. Don't know what led to that. It sounds peaceful. I know he released a statement that was kind of like, hey, no bad blood at all type of deal. we just were coming to a different vision of what we wanted. So it sounds like it was an amicable, like not bad blood type of split, which always makes me happy. Um, and then they brought Rami on board not too long after, and then the pandemic hit, and they had all their shit got delayed. And from what I read was that when that happened, they rewrote the shit out of the movie at that point.
Okay.
What I understand, the movie was like kind of rewritten, and then so I'm assuming it's a mixture of, obviously Feige making sure that certain points are in there for the continuity stuff, but very much like Sam Raimi putting a little bit more of his touch on it and kind of adding more of his style to it.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. But for such what sounds like a bit of a complicated production, we got a good movie out of it, and I hope people realize that this was a good. I hope they liked it, because I keep hearing mixed things. I keep hearing like lowest cinema score ever, and people upset about the direction they take Wanda in, and like too dark, not dark enough. Like I don't know. But ultimately, fuck people. I liked it.
I liked it, and I highly disagree with anyone that's trying to say like they hated the direction that Wanda went in. Like, watch fucking WandaVision, and it makes goddamn sense.
Yeah, I love that. I love that this is basically. You remember a while back they said there was going to be like a multiversal kind of mini trilogy that started with WandaVision, middle part was Spider-Man, and then it ended with Doctor Strange.
No, I don't, but now I do.
Yeah, I remember that and thinking like, ooh, what are we getting? Well, this is what we're getting: a grieving mother hunting.
Does that make the upcoming Ant-Man like the epilogue to this trilogy?
I don't. I guess because Doctor Strange or like because magic was involved with all these. This was like its own. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I heard back when WandaVision came out. Like this is the beginning of an ongoing story. Yeah. But you need to watch WandaVision to really appreciate this, because it's about her trying to find her kids across the multiverse. No, fuck whatever stands in her way. Which
literally how the show ends. Like it hints at that at the end of the fucking show.
Agatha tells her like, the Darkhold's fucking dangerous. She's like, well, I'm the Scarlet Witch, bitch. Rotten Westview. And then she just goes to, some light reading. So no surprise there that she'd be corrupted by a spell book, considering her, mind and heart were pretty fucking shattered with the events of WandaVision.
I feel like all the people that are making that came out of nowhere. I'm like, you clearly didn't watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
Like if you watch WandaVision, it laid the groundwork for where she's at now. And either way, Elizabeth Olsen fucking killed it. So shut the fuck out. Like she killed it. When
we met Wanda Maximoff in Avengers Age of Ultron, she wanted the Avengers dead because she believed that they basically, Stark's tech killed her parents. And she tries to manipulate the Avengers using Hulk to fuck them all up. Like she started out as a pretty vengeful person. And, she learned to be a hero, but then she had, she killed the man she loved, only to watch him get resurrected and killed again, and then had her children ripped away from her. So this is a woman who's been through the ringer multiple times. She's done letting people dictate her life. She's done letting people control her. She wants hers. And now she has the power to do so. It made perfect sense to me. I didn't question that shit once. I'm like, okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and also like for all you comic book nerds out there, I don't mean that either way. I love comics also. Think about the fucking comics she's based off. There was a whole storyline. I think it was the House of M. I could be wrong. Don't fucking come at me.
It's House of M. You're right.
Yeah, where she says mutants or whatever she says. And
no more mutants.
No more mutants, and kills all of them. She's that fucking powerful. Like,
yeah.
So that's who we're dealing with, people. Like, she hasn't always been a upstanding fucking citizen in the comics. She's always switched allegiances throughout the comic runs.
She keeps rejoining the Avengers to atone for her sins, and then she keeps doing more fucked up shit. It's an interesting relationship she has with the Avengers. And I'm wondering, like, there's no way she's dead. I think Olsen signed like a 7-picture deal or some shit, so she'll be back. But
she'll be back. There's no way she's dead.
But I wonder, like, how are the Avengers gonna, how's this gonna sit right with anybody, especially Doctor Strange? We'll get to it, but she unravels a certain Marvel icon. Yeah, I don't know where you want to go. I really want to talk about the Illuminati, but I mean, we don't have to go there now, but we can go chronologically, whatever you want to do.
Let's go chronologically. Let's unpack chronologically.
Okay. I really liked America Chavez. I thought she was a really cool character, and I think our first real mutant.
That's what I was thinking. That's what it seemed to be hinting at.
Mm-hmm. She, born with the power to cross dimensions, which is cool, with a big star. Thought that was neat. And that power being pretty sought after. The girl who played her, Cheadle, I think it's pronounced Cheadle Gomez.
I was gonna say Gomez because I don't want to fuck it up.
I looked up a video beforehand. I'm pretty sure it's Cheadle. If I'm wrong, sorry. She was great. I look forward to seeing her in the future. I hope she's going to be an important part of the MCU going forward. She's one of the most powerful figures we've seen yet.
Yeah, I really liked her. I love how we don't. I'm glad we're at a point in comics where we don't need an origin story on every fucking character. We have to watch like a 2-hour origin story movie. So just having her thrown in, we get the tidbits was nice. Yeah, I thought she played well with the main cast. I liked her relationship with Doctor Strange, which on one of the things I was watching, a spoiler thing I was watching after I saw the movie, of course. They talked about how they were like really didn't like the whole relationship between her and Doctor Strange. So like it's just they're so inconsistent with Doctor Strange and how he is with this stuff. And I was like he was so awkward with Spider-Man, but he's helping her. I was like, different circumstances, you fucking morons.
And also, it's he learned some shit dealing with Spider-Man. He's grown as a person. That's how these movies work. If he was the same arrogant prick we met in the first movie, we'd hate him.
It's one big fucking franchise, which means character development is happening over multiple films. So yeah, the reason he was the way he was with Spider-Man and No Way Home was all in that movie. It tells you why he was like that with them. And of course it changes how he is with her in this film. Because now in this film, remember, he doesn't know who the fuck Spider-Man is. Oh, he doesn't know who Peter Parker is. Spider-Man is, he doesn't know who Peter Parker is. This school comes out of nowhere. He's instantly thinking, oh, multiverse stuff. He at least knows he's done multiverse stuff before he knows that much.
Yeah. I like him. He's like, there was an incident with Spider-Man. And he's like, yeah, I don't really remember much about it, but Spider-Man. I like that they touched on that.
I did I liked the little jokes they were making. She's like, wait, the powers of a spider? Ew. And like, does it come ever like out his butt? He's like, no, I haven't asked. I hope not.
I love when he goes to recruit Wanda and she's like, there's other Avengers. And he's like, yeah, but between, the guy with the bow and a couple of bug themed like superheroes, and then like the most powerful magic user on Earth, I think it's an easy choice here.
Yeah. Right. I love that trick they pull off there in that moment when you're thinking, oh, okay, because the trailer's made a good point to hide it, to make things she's going to help. You're like, oh, okay, she's going to help. In the moment, she goes, she says her name. She's like, oh, I'm going to help America, whatever the fuck she says, and slips. And you see him stop and go like, she's like, you never said her name. And he's like, nope. And all of a sudden, she just does her trick, and it just unveils what's actually going on. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, in that moment, I'm like, okay, we've just met our bad guy. When everything's just been burned down, I'm like, oh, they're going there. And I thought that was, I remember years of speculation, like, is it Nightmare? Is it Dormammu? Like, who's the bad guy? Is it Shuma Gorath or whatever the fuck? Like, no, the real bad guy are the friends we make along the way. like Wanda Maximoff, who fucks this universe up.
Yeah, and I love how they kept it so secret. I really appreciate that. Unlike the whole shit with No Way Home, all this shit was leaking left and fucking right. This was such a tight kept secret. Like, yeah, even the synopsis was really just like, even the synopsis until it came out was Doctor Strange must have an ally helping with an adversary he's never faced, or some shit like that. Like, it was a very vague fucking description of the film, and I was like, oh my! I was one of those. I'm like, who the fuck is the bad guy in this movie? And then when they did that, I went, oh, no, she's the bad guy.
One thing that bugs me about the Doctor Strange movies is they keep giving Michael Stuhlbarg absolutely nothing. Like, they keep bringing him into these movies for a scene that has no relevance to the plot, and then we never see him again.
Yeah, And in this one, like it seemed like they were trying to make it funny, but that was a case where like, and I'm one of those that I don't bitch about the MCU humor like a lot of people do. Like I'm cool with it; it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like it's a part of their fucking film franchise. If you don't like it, go watch a new franchise. Um, but in this case, this was one where I kind of went, that didn't land for me. That wasn't that funny. If anything, you could save yourself like 2 minutes right there.
It was just
Cutting
kind of
that out.
sad. Like this dude's so resentful of Doctor Strange. Like you get to be the greatest surgeon in the world. You get to be the greatest superhero in the world. What do I get? Like, how about you move on? Like Dr. West, Jesus.
Yeah,
He doesn't even work there anymore. He hasn't for some time.
I do like how like if you haven't seen anything in between in the first film, no one knows who he is as Doctor Strange. In this film, everyone knows he's Doctor Strange. He's very openly just like flipping on to the cape now, like no fucks given.
There are so few secret identities in the MCU. It's like just Spider-Man. He was the only one with a secret identity.
Yeah. Hell, the whole plot of the third film hinged on the fact that they finally broke that long-standing tradition, and he wanted to fix it.
That's funny. The whole thing with Christine, I liked that. I liked, Strange has always been afraid of commitment above all else, and he, getting rejected and making that move, and it cost him a good relationship. And even in other universes, I love at the end when he's like, he thinks it's all going to go, and he just like, I have to tell her. And like, I like that through line. I thought him and Rachel McAdams worked really well together, and I like their chemistry.
Yeah, I've always liked. They have good chemistry. I've always liked Rachel McAdams. She's always a nice addition to anything. So
I agree.
Yeah, I was glad she got more to do in this movie for the last one.
Yeah, I like that too. I love that Wong is still Sorcerer Supreme, and it clearly irks Strange the whole time. He's like, it should have been me.
I know. I love how much it, but I love how they bring that up too at I think the pizza joint, where she's like, "Wait, you're not the Sorcerer Supreme?" He's like, "No," and she's like, "My Strange was."
I also love that our Strange is like the only decent Stephen Strange. Every other Strange is kind of a power hungry psycho.
Yeah,
he's the only one who refuses to take her power, instead teaches her how to use it, which is awesome. I love that. The monster fight with the big weird tentacle thing at the beginning when he meets America, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I really like the little Moscow tentacle fight. I was waiting for like some standard like Sam Raimi stuff to pop up there. I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be the part where Sam Raimi pops up," but that wasn't it yet. I really like how they held out on us.
Well, I mean, pulling the eye out entirely, like that reminded me of Evil Dead 2 when Henrietta's eye flies out into the girl's mouth and she just goes like, ah! Reminded me of that. So there's a little Raimi there.
It was.
So America is being hunted by demons. She has the power to traverse dimensions, and she goes to Doctor Strange for help, but she's hesitant because her other Doctor Strange tried to kill her. And she brings the corpse with her, and Strange like stores it for safekeeping later. And I love how that comes up again.
Oh my God, that was awesome. We'll get to that.
Yeah. So they go to, Strange wants some help here. There's demons involved. There's magic, and there's a very powerful magician on the planet. He goes to talk to Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. Now, if you haven't seen WandaVision, and
sounds like a lot of people didn't, hence why there's so many complaints.
I refuse to accept those complaints. Marvel is the MCU is an intricate tapestry now, and if you're not, if you don't have all the puzzle pieces, the puzzle's going to get lost. So
I'll say I just refuse to accept it because like they've been pretty good about their characterization and writing for over a decade now.
Yeah,
I mean, very clear up front before the Phase 4 films came out. I was like, hey, these MCU shows are a part of it. You have to watch it. Like they made that very clear. They were like, hey, you got to watch this. The first one out of the gate was WandaVision when people were still at home because of the pandemic, so you had fucking time to watch it.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's yeah. So watch WandaVision if you want more, but I think we get plenty here where, Scarlet Witch is like, I'm going to take that child. I'm going to suck out her power and I'm going to go be with my kids. And if you're going to stand in my way, I'm going to burn you motherfuckers to the ground. Jesus.
I will murder everyone.
Yeah, she fucks Kamertage up. It's
Dude, that
ooh,
that not that okay. So that whole sequence I want to talk about. The story was badass. That to me is when like Raimi fully like it wasn't just a little moment here and there. It was full fucking Raimi finally coming into the movie with the whole like when they're it her hands coming out of the water and the camera did the fucking quick the moment the quick zoom happened. I actually was I think the only one there and went like had like put my hand. I was like yes.
yeah,
Like, I got really excited. I was like yes, yes, Raimi, he's here.
yeah. Same here. I was like, that's my guy. Uh, I love it. Nobody questioned the Minotaur just walking around. I was like, where'd the Minotaur come from?
Yeah, I was like, he was in the first movie. Who was this?
Yeah, I was also hoping maybe like Shang-Chi would show up because isn't he working with Wong now?
Oh yeah, he is. I did like I did like how when she came up there, first off having the cloud and then her I was like, ooh, okay.
The red looking like demon eyes in the fog. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, again, horror, and they definitely, to their credit, like, it's not a full-on horror movie, but the MCU was not afraid to go there, the horror, which I really appreciated. They didn't lie to us there.
Yeah, it didn't go all the way, but it flirted.
It flirted, which gives me hope for the upcoming Blade film.
It's Marvel's getting horror curious.
Getting horror curious. No, I really like when she comes in, and yeah, like I laughed a little bit when Wong's like, all right, choose your words carefully. The faith of the universe rests on this. And then Strange, no pressure.
Yeah, he goes up there, is like, please don't do this. And Wanda's like, I don't want to do that. I love how the whole movie she's like, I'm not a monster, as she's murdering waves of people.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not the bad guy. Now burn.
Yeah. I'm not the bad guy, but I will murder all these people.
Jesus. So Strange refuses to give her America, and she fucks up Kamertage, kills almost everybody.
By doing one of her moves we haven't seen in a while, will she get guy in their head?
Yeah. Love what you told that guy to run, and he just bolted. Oh, man. So America, when she gets freaked out, her power activates, and she and Strange get sucked into a portal to Earth 838. And
after a whole sequence of various universes that I kind of wanted something to be like, can we get more of that? Because these look really cool.
I know. I want to pause and see like, oh, what's back there? I want to see where they were. I love when they were paint, when they were cubes, when they were like cartoons at one point, yeah. I think. That was really cool.
That was a very cool sequence.
Yeah. And they end up in another Earth, 838. I love that they established that like our MCU is Earth 616. I was like, I got really excited because that's the primary Earth in the Marvel comics. It was like, neat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Deep,
that was a deep comics reference for the nerds right there. So 838 is just like a regular flowery world where Strange is a hero who died killing Thanos, and he's got a statue.
This is what we also get: a Raimi cameo, a Raimi mainstay, Ted. No, I'm kidding, not Ted Raimi, who was sorely missed. He never popped up.
I know,
but we did get the man himself, the Chin, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, as the one and only Pizza Papa, which was funny as shit. Just these pizza balls, like Pizza Papa gets paid.
Papa gets paid. I love is that he really. I love is like Bruce Campbell was hyping it up, like I'm going, throwing people off by thinking, he's going to play a version of Doctor Strange, or we're going to see the Evil Dead cabin, and nope, just Pizza Papa.
Bruce Campbell loves to troll people, and I love that he loves to troll people.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. The dude could be in there for 2 seconds. He could just drive past in a brief cameo. I don't care. I just love seeing him in it.
I was just happy to see him. I was like, oh my God, there it is. I freaked out. I was like, Bruce Campbell cameo.
I thought it was a little brutal for Strange to just curse this guy to punch himself in the face for like 3 weeks.
Yes, but that was such a great reference to Evil Dead. And seeing as an Evil Dead fan, him doing that simple little movement, I'm like, oh dude, he's doing it what he used to do in the thing. And it looked in my opinion, the best fucking punchline in the whole goddamn movie. I left my ass off. I don't care how mad anyone got. I was dying laughing.
Yeah, I love that there are now 2 amazing movies where Bruce Campbell beats the shit out of himself with an enchanted hand. Wonderful. So in this universe, Strange wants help, so he goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And who is Sorcerer Supreme in this universe but Mordo, who is like, oh, my friend from another universe. And
I love the lead up to that when she's like, he's Mordo. It's like, oh, he's the one that trained me and is obsessed with killing me now.
I wish we'd gotten to see that at some point. We never got to see Mordo's quest to kill sorcerers that we got teased at the end of the first Doctor Strange. I wish we gotten something like that.
I wonder if that was in the original script, and that's one of the things that got dropped.
Maybe. I want to see like maybe a Wong series set during the blip where like Mordo goes after Wong. That'd be a cool show.
I would just love nothing but more Wong in my MCU.
Oh, bring it on. Wong this shit up.
He cracks me up.
I love Wong.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like how like that lead up, and then I love how Raimi built up the music, and you're thinking, oh shit, this is Mordo. Like he's gonna, and then Steven, my friend. I'm like, I see that.
But then, this is Mordo we're talking about. He's a sinister motherfucker, and he poisons them, and they wake up in a secure facility in the Baxter Foundation. And when I heard that, I about shit my pants, because that's the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh boy. I had a feeling, but I was like, there's no way they're going to give us that. No way. And they did, because Kevin Feige is a generous God. But first, we meet another Christine, and she knew Steven in this universe, and she's like, don't talk to me. I don't want to know you. You're not mine. Yeah. So,
my Strange. God damn it.
Yeah, not my Strange. Hashtag not my Strange.
Hashtag not my Strange.
Meanwhile, all of this, Wanda is using the Darkhold to dreamwalk into her other dimensional selves, which was really twisted, and gets into a Wanda in this universe and starts making her way towards America.
Again, the way he does possession of like this one, again, classic fucking Raimi with the shots and like the use of sound, and oh my god. I was like, look, don't get me wrong, I really would have been down to see what Scott Derrickson would have done with horror, because he's proven himself plenty of times with me with Sinister alone. Obviously, what I've been hearing about the Black Phone, that I cannot wait for that movie. So I'm sure he would have done just as well and killed it, but just like Sam Raimi, man, like all the hope I had of like this guy that has given us the Dead trilogy and Spider-Man trilogy, that alone was enough for me. And seeing it more together, essentially the way he did it here, and having like that scene, oh god, yes, just yes.
Well, if Derrickson had done this, odds are he wouldn't have had time to do the Black Phone, and we might not have gotten that film. Maybe no, at least not yet, or the way we're getting it this way. So, everything works out.
Everything worked out. We got a Sam Raimi made MCU film, and we're getting the Black Phone from fucking Derrickson. So everything worked out.
Yeah. So Strange is not supposed to be here. Neither is America. So Mordo brings Strange before the ruling class of this universe, the Illuminati, complete with Ultron drones. Love that. Love seeing some Ultrons again. And God, though, what they did with this was so cool. Meeting the Illuminati. We first meet Captain Carter from the What If show. So sweet.
Yeah, it was really, and just seeing Haley Otwell again, this time in live action, supposed to just her voice. I'm like, hey.
I love that she has gotten, like, she's become so ingrained in the MCU. She's been playing Peggy Carter for 11 years and shows no signs of slowing down. I love that so much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was cool seeing her as Captain Carter.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then we meet fucking Black Bolt. Like, what? Played by Anson Mount, who played him on the apparently horrendous Inhuman show on ABC. So Feige has made that canon now.
Maybe terrible, but god damn it, it's canon.
It's canon. So I gotta watch it.
I mean, that's on you, man. I'm not.
I know. It was just, I thought it was neat that he was willing to do that, and they gave him the proper costume. I love when they introduced him as like Blackagar Boltigan, and Strange mocked his name. It's like Heidegar there again, or something like that.
And he was like, "What? You're not going to talk?"
Then we meet this universe's Captain Marvel, Maria Rambeau, which was cool. We recently met Lashana Lynch again in No Time to Die, and I was like, "Oh, it's 007." Yeah, she's cool. And then who the fuck do we meet but Reed Richards, played by John Krasinski? Are you kidding me? My audience went fucking crazy.
Oh, I couldn't hear what the fuck came out of his mouth when he popped up because my audience lost its mind.
Same. I don't know what any dialogue that was said in that scene. Everyone was going nuts.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. But that, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I probably was like, oh my god, keep it going. Give us the next fan casting of fucking Gore, Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman, but they didn't go that far. They gave us John Krasinski. I'll take it.
I saw some recent fan casting. Apparently, Zac Efron really wants in on the MCU, and people are suggesting Human Torch.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because he's in Firestarter right now.
It's probably exactly because he's in Firestarter now, and no one wants to accept the fact that he's now officially old enough to play dad character. So we're like, no, play the younger, carefree character. Don't grow up, Zach.
But yeah. Krasinski was like the number one fan pick for Reed Richards. And will he play him in the future of the MCU? I don't know. This could be just a variant. But the fact that he was willing to do this at all is amazing. And that we got our first glimpse of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, like I doubt he's going to actually be what we have in the upcoming film.
Yeah.
I'm sure this was just like Feige seeing the fan casting going, you know what, let's have a little fun. Because I know like, and this kind of leads to like one of the bigger disappointments, like, oh, the cameos didn't mean much. You know, it wasn't like Spider-Man. Like, who gives a shit? Not everything needs to be as like No Way Home, where it was like it made sense. So like these were clearly just them having fun with the cameos. And why can't they do that? Like, what's wrong with them just wanting to have fun and say, like, you know what, these mean nothing ultimately, but we're just going to have some fun with this.
Yeah,
cool. I was down for that. So I'm sure this was just them having fun. You know, him listening to the fan cast and going, let's see if I can pull this off for them. And actually, for this movie, this scene, if we can get, you know, Krasinski and or Blunt involved in some way. And it looks like he was wanting to be like, I'm sure because he's been kind of not wanting to do this superhero stuff. He was like, you only want me for this one movie? Okay, yeah, I got you. I'll do it.
Like, I hate that the cameos don't mean anything. This meant the world to me, just seeing these guys. Like,
yeah.
You know, that was enough.
Thing, like, stop. Like, when people say, I'm like, you do realize by them even putting, first off, you should know if you keep up with MCU, there's a Fantastic Four film coming. Also, like, if you don't know that, them putting this in and establishing the multiverse, which means this is all mirror images of something they establish that when you dream, you're actually just seeing one of your other multiverse selves. So they've established all this shit. If there is this version of Mr. Fantastic, that means the Fantastic Four fucking exist in the MCU. So if you don't know the movie's coming, now you have an idea. Plus, they even mentioned that he's married. There's a comment made about that in the movie. So it's like, no, you're right. It wasn't like a No Way Home size cameo here, but it was enough to say like, hey, not only is this movie coming, like they exist. They are out there. They are in this universe.
I love they also mentioned his kids, which means Franklin Richards is out there and he's basically a god. So he's not going to like that dad's dead. But also, you know, Kang is Reed Richards' descendant. So we got to establish a Richards bloodline here. And we've done that. So well done. And then we meet the leader of the Illuminati, Charles Xavier.
Really doped out wheelchair.
Yeah, with the hover chair from the show and the music from X-Men, the animated series, cueing him in. And I was like, oh my God, I about fell out of my seat. I was so excited. It makes me very excited for the future of the X-Men in this.
Oh yeah, especially because I mean, obviously, again, this is probably another fun cameo for them to again do exactly what they did with Mr. Fantastic. Like, hey, look, X-Men exists; they're in this universe.
Yeah,
and but obviously, probably at the same time saying like, hey, look, and again, we'll get to it when we get to the next scene with these guys. doing the ballsy move they did later, not too much longer later, by saying like, yeah, this version won't exist, but they exist. We are obviously going to be casting for now Professor X and a Mister, Fantastic and whatnot. Maybe even a Black Bolt. Who knows? Who knows what their plans are for the Inhumans now that they've established, shown them a little bit. So it's just the fact that like that's why I say like, man, like to those that are saying like can't like fuck you, like the cameos did enough to get you excited what is to come, like what they're saying exists, and if you're keeping up, it's coming out anyway. But them just saying like, hey, here you go, here's your first little taste. It's just like what they did with Blade back in Eternals, right? We got his voice.
Yeah,
it was just his voice, but it's enough to go, oh shit, that's our Blade. He's coming.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I love that Patrick Stewart was willing to come back for one last cameo, or possibly more. He's been kind of coy about like, well, never say never. I might do it again.
Right, dude. He has to be like coy on two different levels because he also has like the final season of Star Trek Picard currently filming to come out. So it's like, I don't want to be him at like 81 now, where it's like, I can't tell you what I'm doing in the MCU, can't tell you what I'm doing in Star Trek either.
Well, also, I find it kind of funny that Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart specifically, has died 3 times on screen as Professor X. Dark Phoenix blew him up in X-Men The Last Stand. X-24 ripped him apart in Logan, and Scarlet Witch snapped his fucking neck. So I love that Patrick Stewart just keeps dying and nobody seems to care. He just keeps coming back.
Because we all really like him as Professor X.
I was hoping for some little line about like, you don't know anything about your father, do you, Wanda? Some kind of, like Magneto little thing, but we didn't get that.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping for something like that. But, I'll take what I can get.
He makes a quick reference to Wolverine somehow.
he could have. I don't know.
Oh my god! Can you imagine if they had found a way to convince like Hugh Jackman to come back one more time just for a fun cameo on this scene?
I honestly I didn't know what to expect going into this. I was thinking like Deadpool's probably gonna pop in at some point. Like anything goes.
I would have fucking died if like in this Illuminati scene, like just to get the fans going, like Hugh Jackman pops up as fucking Wolverine one last time, and then Deadpool just crashes the party. Like he's not a member of the Illuminati, but he really wants to be.
He keeps popping in. They're like, we told you no. Get out of here, Wade. That would have been awesome. Oh.
Especially with the whole like death scene stuff. God, the things they could have pulled with those two.
Oh my God. Scarlet Witch is probably one of the few who could permanently kill them.
Yeah. Rip his exoskeleton out of his fucking body.
Magneto did that shit once in the comics.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, shit gets dark, my friend. There's PG, comics of, random normal fights, but then there's like the hard R-rated shit where people get ripped open. It depends on the author and the artist.
Okay.
Oh yeah, shit gets real. Speaking of shit getting real, Wanda shows up and fucks this place up. Murders the entire Illuminati one by one in very brutal fashion.
Oh, so this is the part that made me go, wow, they are pushing the line here on these death scenes. Fuck me.
Oh, but before that, we learned that the Illuminati had to kill their Doctor Strange because he got corrupted by the Darkhold in order to kill Thanos. I love that flashback with seeing Thanos dead in a corner in a heap over there and Strange on his knees, and Black Bolt kills him by whispering, "I'm sorry." Black Bolt has such cool powers. Just the fact that his voice is so loud, he can't talk without destroying the planet.
Yeah. And the fact that they clearly, from the way I've heard, did not incorporate that into the very failure of a show, but they brought it back here big time.
God, what happened with the Inhumans, man? Like that was supposed to be a film, like part of their phase 2, and then it just turned into this shit show nobody watched, and here we are again with Black Bolt. It's weird, but Feige's keeping hope alive.
Feige is like how Sony is with the Sinister Six. He just won't let Inhumans go. He gets to the point where it's not even making sense. He's like, I don't care, I just need the Inhumans.
That's probably what's happening. There's no way Anson Mount's doing any Inhuman shit. He's literally just started a new series that's looking very promising. So,
oh, dude, that Star Trek Strange New Worlds already got renewed for a second season. before they even aired the first fucking episode.
There you go.
Their season. So yeah, I watched it. I really liked it. He's really good. So yeah, I won't blame him if he's kind of focused on that right now.
I get it. And of course, Black Bolt's dead, as we saw Scarlet Witch take his mouth away, and he panicked and screamed and blew his own fucking brains out. Jesus.
My audience like had a visible reaction to that because I don't think anyone was ready because it doesn't move away. You actually hear the and his head deflate, and you're like, oh shit, they're actually showing it. God damn.
Pretty sure I saw blood come out of his ears too.
Yeah, it was. I was actually impressed. I was like, I remember thinking like, why did you scream? I get you're freaking out, but no, that's how you die.
Also, I saw a lot of people online have been like, that was hilarious. Like one of the most powerful beings in the MCU panicked and screamed himself to death. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but also in the moment, traumatic.
Yeah, I do like how you think like when he is like, oh well, one word from Black Bolt here will kill you, and she's like, if he has a mouth, and you're like, wait, what?
Reminded me of the Matrix. What good is a phone call if you're unable to speak? Like, oh shit, I don't like when people lose their mouths.
Yeah, so Neo wasn't powerful enough to blow his damn brains out.
Yeah, Jesus. And then, of course, the Illuminati continue to fight her one by one, which is never a good idea. And Mr. Fantastic gets unraveled like fucking string cheese, and his head explodes.
Yeah, that was insane. Again, the camera like lingered. I'm like, damn, they were not moving away.
If you're like a 9-year-old who loves the Fantastic Four, and you have been waiting so long in these Marvel movies to see him, and then that happens,
yeah,
you're gonna have some goddamn nightmares.
Oh, yeah. They got some brutal deaths. Like for PG-13, I was like, God damn, because Captain Carter, holy shit.
Yeah, she got cut in half by her own shield.
And you saw blood on the shield. There was blood on the shield. I was impressed, Marvel.
Yeah, and then Captain Marvel gets crushed by a like pillar, which I thought was kind of I don't think she's dead. I think she's just knocked out.
No, she died because she took her powers. That's when she did it.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah, she took her powers and then had it fall on her.
She's good. Wanda's good.
Yeah, and then she goes inside the head of Xavier.
I was not ready for that.
No, my audience was not either. I could hear everyone else be like, "No, not Professor X."
These dudes, we just got you back.
Yeah, and then she just comes up behind him and snaps his fucking neck. And like, I want to fucking pause that moment one day because like the look they had for her in that moment of how her Scarlet Witch looks in her head, I was like, ooh, that looks fucking creepy.
I don't like the way Wanda's fingertips are black from like the corruption and the dark magic. I thought that was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Oh. And then, the Illuminati are dead. Way to go. Way to protect the universe. I love how they're like, we can handle your witch. Strange is the real problem here.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and they're all dead within 5 minutes.
You cannot handle your witch whatsoever. Good
God. I love when Mordo fights Strange and Mordo yells back like, I'm beginning to see why your Mordo doesn't like you. That made me laugh.
I was like, there it is. Mordo doesn't like him
now. Strange, Christine, after some convincing, and America start hightailing it to Strange's like tunnel to the Book of Vishanti, which is supposed to grant the user any magic powers it desires, which screams, Mulligan, or what's it called? MacGuffin.
Mulligan. Wow. Which led us to another great horror moment that I think this is the 28th film. In horror films, you watch a really good one in the theater and people kind of start reacting to it as you're watching it. And you have those really good, I've had really good crowd reactions of people being like, run, go. That happened here when we got to the scene when they closed the door on her and then they just stopped running because they have to do the horror movie moment of like, wait, we can't get too far. We got to make sure she's still on us.
That pissed me off so much, but I got it.
Yeah, everyone's like, well, we need to stop and look. And because obviously in real life, I'm gonna be like, okay, fuck you guys, I'm out. Like, I'm not waiting for her to catch up. But
this is the lady who beat Charles Xavier in a game of mental wits, and you're just gonna watch.
Wait to see if she can get through the door or not. After she got through like 5 doors. But no, the funny thing I want to say is like when he got to that scene, they were doing it. I had a horror movie moment in my audience during a fucking Marvel movie because so many people were going, "Fucking run, run! What are you doing?" Like out loud, like legit freaking out at the screen, like, "What are you doing? Run!"
It's hilarious. I did want to shout out that scene earlier where one of Wong's apprentices just sacrifices herself to destroy the Darkhold. Thought that was dark.
Shit.
Yeah, burns up, and we just see it happen. And then Wanda's like, "Fuck!" And like tells Wong, like, "Where's where's the spells? I'm gonna kill everybody unless you tell me." And they go to that mountain and they find the throne of the Scarlet Witch, and all the demons like come alive and kneel before her. And I'm like, she's no hero. Like she's too far gone. You can't come back from this.
Yeah, like, this is the Avengers will have something to say when we get the next Avengers film.
Yeah.
Until then, they don't care about these fucking apocalyptic shit happening. They're like, it's not our problem. That's Doctor Strange's problem.
Captain American Falcon is going to come to you and be like, "You got to be better." I don't know who's leading the team now. I guess it's like Captain Marvel, like our Captain Marvel now.
I don't know. Like I said, I know Feige's been kind of like, don't expect an Avengers film anytime soon type of attitude. So I'm like, okay.
But we'll see.
But that is so like, as much as I love the MCU, that's always like a funny recurring joke to me that like they'll team up for this big event and then something like a fucking god, it's getting resurrected out of the water, out of the ocean, or like Scarlet Witch, who was a fucking Avenger, is like destroying and fucking with the multiverse, and they're just going, not our problem.
Where is Hawkeye to talk some sense into her?
Yeah, he did that in fucking Age of Ultron. And actually one of the funniest scenes when he's like, "Look, there's a city's floating, there's robots, and I'm just a guy with an arrow. I don't know what's going on."
So they go looking for the Book of Vishanti, which ends up getting destroyed. Shit.
Yeah, MacGuffin does not last long when they get to it.
Does not. I'm glad they didn't just open the book and they're like, "Oh, is well now," because that would have been cheap. So I'm glad they did that.
I would have loved if Randy found a way to get the words from Army of Darkness as a part of it.
Klaatu, Barada. No. Yeah, that's great. That would have been awesome. Meanwhile, all this time, by the way, Pizza Pop is still kicking the shit out of himself.
He's cursed for like 3 weeks.
For having the audacity to demand America pay for his services.
Pizza Papa gets his money.
Pizza Papa gets paid. Beautiful. My favorite thing in Marvel in a long time. Wanda gets America, and Strange and Christine get shoved into some other universe. And Wanda starts using the power, her spells to take America's power. And Strange realizes he's in a universe where Strange fucked up, got, that's Strange, and he got corrupted by the Darkhold. And this is our Sinister Strange.
For a minute, I thought they were pulling from What If. I thought I was like, oh shit, is this like from the What If episode?
Yeah.
And then when they started, he started doing his backstory and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, no, different Strange. But damn if it did not look like the shit that ended with his What If episode.
There were elements. I mean, he very much wanted Christine. Like, he lost his. The universe was in mid collapse. I think was What If Strange was his magic purple.
Yeah.
There you go. His magic was purple. So there were elements of that Strange.
I like the music battle that happened in this sequence.
That was so cool. That was neat. Yeah, the fight between our Strange and Sinister Strange was really cool. Yeah, really neat. And of course,
I like how he tried tricking him when he came in. Like, "What do you want? What are you doing?" And like he appeared like really, really weak, and scared. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, he may not be a bad guy. What's going on here?" But then as he started to play his hand, I was like, "Oh shit, no, this is bad Strange."
And what a gruesome death! Dude gets hurled out a window and impaled on a goddamn fence.
And again, shows it. I was like, "God damn."
Yeah, like holy shit, this is really pushing the boundaries of PG-13.
I think in front of Christine too. Like she was standing right there when he got in the film. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then Strange picks up the Darkhold, starts doing some light reading, and Christine's like, "What the hell? You're just like all the others." And he's like, "Yep, but right now, America needs my help."
I love how because her name's America,
I know.
saying that statement can be taken two different ways.
The whole movie, I kept laughing at that. Like, if any movie needed a Captain America cameo, it was this one.
America, America. I still laugh. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I got thinking this way. I'm trying to think of Captain America now, not Doctor Strange. Doctor America. Captain America. I think my favorite cameo now to this day is still in Free Guy. When the shirt pops up and Chris Evans, what the shit?
I feel like in Marvel, if you say America 3 times, he pops up like Beetlejuice. Like that's how it should be.
I just want him to keep playing the character. I really like him as the character.
I know, he was great. I am excited to see where Anthony Mackie takes it, though.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious now that it's been confirmed that we're getting a fourth film with Mackie and as Captain America. I'm very interested in what they do that.
Yeah, me too. So, Strange has no way to get to his universe without America, so he decides to use the Darkhold to dreamwalk into the corpse that America brought with her the first at the beginning of the movie, and we get a zombie Doctor Strange.
Zombie armor, and after all that, like speculation about how they get in the what if Marvel zombie stuff, which I think also that got announced for its own show. Into this, and this is how it's actually not even really with the Marvel what if stuff. It's they said at the beginning he's buried, boom, you're getting your zombie Strange later on, and it looks fucking epic from that and his fucking cape. Oh my god.
Made of the demons that are trying to stop him. Possessing the dead is wrong, and he just starts making a fucking cloak out of these things. Jesus. And then he shows up at the mountain, and Wong is like, I don't even want to know. Don't tell me.
Yeah. He's like, look at him. He goes, nope, just I'm good. I don't get her. Let's just defeat her.
And he starts fighting Wanda. And America's like, you're gonna take my power. And she's like, I get it. That's okay. And Strange is like, never hurt you. I'm gonna teach you how to use it. And gives her a pep talk, and America fights Wanda using her powers, and that was really cool. And tells her, that was sweet. And she's like, you want, like, I know what you want, so I'll give it to you, and transports her to the other Earth where Wanda, the Wanda that she was possessing, has gone back home, and the kids are like, holy shit, get away from our mom. And they start throwing shit at Scarlet Witch, and she's like, stop it.
I love how they pull this off with it's kind of like the reality check of like, look, this is what you've been fighting for. This is all the death you've done.
Yeah.
And look at this. And they think you're a monster because you're not their fucking mom.
No, you're the monster that possessed their mom and made her murder a bunch of people.
Yeah. It's like because they were literally saying throughout the movie, and Doctor Strange especially, like, you made them up. They're not your real kids.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Dude, in that moment when Scarlet Witch, like, she tells him, like, I'm not a monster, and then looks at their eyes and how terrified they are and how they're hugging the other Wanda, and she has that moment of like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, shit, talk about just waking up. And she decides, this power must never hurt anybody again, and she brings the mountain down upon her, destroying the Darkhold across the entire multiverse. And I wonder what Agatha is going to have to say about that when we see her show.
Oh yeah, Mr. Hurt. Yeah. I wonder if they'll find a way to get her, if she's going to pop up in Agatha's show. But I don't know. I think the Agatha show is quite a bit off still, but who knows?
Yeah. Our next thing is Thor, and our next thing is Miss Marvel. Then it's Thor.
Yeah, I think after Miss Marvel, we're supposed to be getting She-Hulk. I think. Isn't Secret Invasion? I thought Secret Invasion got pushed to next year.
It did.
Still coming up? Okay.
That got pushed to next year. I think She-Hulk also was dealing with some production problems.
Was it?
Last I heard, let me look that up. Where's She-Hulk now? She-Hulk release date. All right, still looking at 2022. Yeah. All right. There hasn't really been much announced
Okay.
of
So
She-Hulk.
it's kind of like Black Panther right now, where like they had production issues, but they're still aiming for this year.
Black Panther's still trying to aim for this year.
Yeah, it's like November, or it's like literally in the year.
Damn. Well, good luck. So Wanda's, quote unquote, dead. She'll be back, and America is now confident in her power, and she sends Strange back and Christine back after they have a moment of like, I've always loved you, but we can't be together because there's a Christine already here.
And she's married, so I'm done.
It'd be weird if Strange just showed up with like his own Christine. It's like, well, that one's taken, so I got my own.
He always brings her to events to just mean mug his Christine.
Jesus, that would be really disturbing.
He's making out with his Christine, but he's eye contacting the other Christine, so they can just be like, yeah, this could be you. It's an alternate you though.
We never actually did meet Christine's husband, did we?
No.
That's a shame. So we go back to Kamar-Taj. America is now training to be a sorceress, which I think is unnecessary. She's already able to do this. Like, whatever. She has a place.
I think it's more to get her to hone her skills in. I think I kind of drew it less of them trying to make her a sorcerer, more like we'll just train you in all ways so that you can learn to actually hone your skills.
Fair enough. I love when Strange finally does bow to Wong. Ancient custom. I'm glad he finally shows Wong respect as the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, instead of constantly just being clearly angry about it.
Yeah, just being incredibly disrespectful and what's the term?
Petty?
Petty, yeah. I was thinking like disobedient, but yeah, petty works.
I just love that he got it on a technicality.
Yeah. If I hadn't been blipped, it would be me. I was only saving the universe. So petty. And then Strange is like, walking down the streets of New York, and all of a sudden a fucking third eye shows up because the dark hole got him. And that's the end of the movie until we get our post-credit scene where we meet.
I will say I really like how up until the post-credit scene, like how they fucking end that film with like that, and then directed by Sam Raimi. Like I was like, oh shit, that's the end. Like Jesus Christ.
Yep. It's just like the demon. It reminded me of at the end of Evil Dead when the demon gets Ash. It's like, shit.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, no, keep it more.
So yeah, the Darkhold got Steven. His heart was not pure enough, so now the dark magic's inside of him. And then we meet Charlize Theron. What the fuck? Who shows up in the post credits and is like, "Hey, Steven, you caused an incursion. You got to help me fix this." And looks like they're going to the dark dimension. And Strange opens his third eye and is like, "Let's do this." And I looked into who that character is supposed to be. This is Clea, Doctor Strange's primary love interest in the comics, and also Dormammu's niece. So Dormammu is probably going to be in part 3.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, usually with these mid-credit scenes, like I know what's going on, I get excited. This was the first one in its entire run of films. The first, I'm not kidding. The first one, why I went, wait, what? Who was it? What the fuck? I was like, then it took me a minute to even realize it was Charlize Theron. I was like, why does this actress look familiar? And I was like, oh shit, it's Charlize Theron. Okay, I guess she's tired of Vin Diesel. So she's in this franchise now. Good move on you, Charlize. Get away from Vin.
But yeah, she's gonna be she's gonna hook up with Strange and conquer the dark dimension together. So that'll be sweet.
Yeah,
and then
it sounds like another horror sequel of Doctor Strange is on the way.
Well, as the credits say, Doctor Strange will return. After, of course, Cumberbatch takes a break because it's burned him the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's been like since the first one. Like, no, he hasn't had a full movie until now. He's been like a part of like almost every fucking movie since then, though.
Yeah, he's the big ones, like, Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home. Like, he's been a significant part of those movies. So I get it. In our post credits, Pizza Papa finally stops hitting himself. It's over.
That post credit scene is up there in greatness. With when I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming, when it was the Captain America video, and him going, "Man, you really waited."
Sometimes you just sit there and nothing really happens. That was so great.
Yeah, like I like when they do that. Like, look, I get it. We for the post credit things, it teases. The mid credit does one tease, post credit does another tease. It teases what's to come. But I appreciate that. Like they have that fun occasionally. Every so often, it's like, you know what? Let's just have some fun. Let's troll a little bit. I'm a fan of this type of trolling. It's harmless, and it's all in good fun. Yeah. So like with Captain America, that one made me laugh. This one made me laugh, and he stopped punching. And it seems like it's over, and then it goes to black, and I'm like, I see what you did there, and I approve.
Yeah, me too. 9 out of 10. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't care what people are saying. That I thought it made sense. I thought the story was good. I thought the use of Wanda as the villain was really cool. I love the cameos of the Illuminati. That was just amazing to me. And Pizza Papa gets paid. So I love this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Turn a high 8 or 9 for me. I had a lot of fun with this. It's not like, look, go and think with the expectation it's not gonna be what you thought it was gonna be for the past fucking year. This is, yes, it's a multiverse film, yes, but it's, to me, they had a lot more fun with what they want to do with it. Yeah. It's not really trying to change shit hard like the last couple of multiverse stuff has been with Loki and fucking No Way Home, and to an extent WandaVision, obviously a lot of that plays in this. But with that said, just a fun movie. So happy to see Sam Raimi back behind the camera. He, to me, really aced it in bringing us an MCU film, but with like really pushing the horror elements. Makes me really excited for some of the stuff they have coming up, like Blade, that it will be even more horror. So I'm very excited now on what they'll do with it.
What I'm very excited about is that now Raimi is back in the spotlight, and people are, I know that he said he wants to do a Stephen King movie.
I just saw that on my phone not too long ago. A couple minutes before we actually started recording, I was like, oh shit.
Some story from 4 Past Midnight I haven't read yet, but still, like, Raimi's got options now, and I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah, he took I think like a decade-long break since Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah.
Whatever happened there that burned him out, I'm happy he got reinvigorated to come back. So yeah, glad to have him back. I'm like you, love the Illuminati Secrets, the fun little cameos they do there. And another solid film. If anything, I am so wondering what the overall plan is for this phase. I really would like some clarification soon. Marvel, please.
Well, I think right now they're establishing the rules of the multiverse so that when we meet Kang and he starts conquering, we'll know what to expect. I think that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, overall, just a lot of fun. I'm with you. Fuck what people are saying. Like, half of these things you're saying, like, can easily get have a rebuttal, in my opinion. Like the whole, like I said, with, it doesn't make sense with Scarlet. Like, watch WandaVision, it all makes sense. Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth Olsen, fucking kills it in this movie in her role. Like, this has been, to me, the best look at Scarlet Witch's powers that we've seen in the MCU yet. Like, she kills it on a performance level too. So yeah, like, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the shit out of this movie.
Yeah, same. This was fun. I love when we get one of these. It's a great movie. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you like the show, you can follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Filmgasm Productions, where you can send us suggestions for films to do, or email us at filmgasm@gmail.com. Check out the website, filmgasm.com, where we have reviews, articles, trailers, and every episode of our shows. And if you want to donate to us, you can click on support this podcast. We appreciate anything you feel like we have earned. Next week, we see the release of the latest Stephen King adaptation, a remake of Firestarter that will be released in theaters and on Peacock simultaneously. I'm going to wait till the reviews come out and then decide if it's going to be Peacock or the theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, shit's expensive. So, yeah.
I'll see how my toe feels. Me and my room. So if I feel good enough, I'll go. If not, I'll just use Peacock. So I have Josh's account.
Yeah. I like that I have options this time. I'm sure it'll be good. It looks good. That's going to be our main focus. But we're also getting a new World War II biopic on Netflix titled Operation Mincemeat, which looks promising. So I'll probably check that one out too. Don't miss the original Firestarter on Wednesday's Filmgasm. Freddy Got Fingered on Friday's Beyond the Bad, going real bad on Friday. And Shanghai Express on Oscar Sunday, going classic, 1932. Have a great week. Keep watching movies.